Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna make a short video on all of my complete inbox Super Nintendo games and a few accessories. So I'll start off with this guy because it's kind of a hybrid in between. Mario Paint. I remember when this first came out, we used to love this, and I guess looking back on it, it's very dated and and a little silly, but we used to love playing with this, my friends and I, just making all kinds of stupid, miniature animations, the short animations that you could make on it, and making the stamps and everything. And I've pretty much just put everything in the box. I don't really plan on ever playing this again. I don't, it'd probably be fun for about 30 seconds, and that would be about it. Just put it in for pure nostalgia purposes. I think that would be about it. I actually have two boxes for the Super controllers, AC pad or whatever, however you say it. These were pretty early turbo controllers that came out for the Super Nintendo. I think maybe even before Nintendo made their own. I don't know if Nintendo ever really did make their own, or maybe they just farmed out all that stuff to the, just left all the third-party companies make those, junky controllers. But I have two boxes. One's in pretty good shape, and one's kind of beat up. I think I had at least two of those controllers over the years, and it's got pretty beat up playing Mortal Kombat, whatnot. But I have two boxes of those. Two controllers somewhere to go with them. Bart's Nightmare. I don't have this in a plastic case because the actual cart of this that I have itself is broken across the back, and that's because I would get so fucking frustrated with this game. It's ridiculous. So I think I had cracked it or hit it with a hammer or something, and it's in, a couple of pieces. But I do still have the box and the book to go with it. But I don't know if I would call it a good game or a bad game. It's just an incredibly frustrating game. Good graphics and okay if you like, games of mini games, because that's basically all that it is. The actual street level where he's walking down the street is just, oh my god, it's such a nightmare. Speaking of which, Virtual Bart, this one was not as good. I would say this is basically the same kind of concept, just a series of mini games, but this one's not nearly as good. I like the one where you throw the eggs. It's kind of like the football game on the Mega Touch. It's the same kind of principle. Characters would walk back and forth, and you'd have to try and launch the eggs at them. That one was always fun, but basically that was a pretty lousy game overall. Well, here's another sort of hybrid Super Game Boy. Just an accessory, I guess. It's not really even a hybrid. But just so you can play the original Game Boy carts on Super Nes. And I remember being really excited when that came out. Fun concept. Final Fight. I think this was the first game that that I had gotten besides Mario World. Besides the one that actually came with it. I think this was the second game I had got. So it's kind of the Double Dragon style fighting game. I'm not sure I ever made it through that. Maybe once or twice. But it's pretty tough to make it through that guy. And Super Castlevania IV. Absolutely love that game. I think that's gotta be one of the greatest games on the system, if not of all time. I mean, difficulty isn't exactly there in terms of, when compared to the original Castlevania games. It's a lot easier in the grand scheme of things, but just an excellent game. I mean, awesome graphics, awesome sound, showed off the power of the system for an early game on the Super NES. Great game. Mario All-Stars. Of course, you know it, you love it. All 3 of the Mario games, plus the Lost Levels, which was a real letdown. I remember being really excited for this to come out and being, you know, oh wow, Lost Levels, what's that about? What a letdown. Pretty lame stuff. I'm going absolutely no order here. Maximum Carnage. Another beat 'em up. Another one that was real hyped and also kind of a letdown. Kind of in the Double Dragon Final Fight category. These are a red cartridge though, so that makes it worth it by itself, right? That's original Mortal Kombat. Used to play that all the time. Used to love that. And of course, followed by Mortal Kombat 2. I remember being so excited when that came out too. This and Maximum Carnage, there was a huge campaign, being that they were both acclaimed games and they were both promoted together pretty hardcore. And I just had to get both of them, you know. But this we just played for hours and hours and hours. I mean, unlocking all the secrets and everything, and this was another milestone on the system, in my opinion. Now, Mortal Kombat 3, kind of more the same. You do the run and the combo moves and stuff like that, but I never really got into this one as much as I did the first 2. The Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2, by the time this one came around, you know, it was kind of been there, done that. Gradius III. Cool game. You know, a lot like the NES style ones, just with better graphics basically, but fun game if you like Gradius and shooters. Super Star Wars. I think this is the only one I had in the box. I do have loose, you know, the other 2, but this is the only one I actually had in the box. And great game, cool graphics and everything. Real bastard to get through. Clayfighter. Obviously in the vein of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but not nearly as good. A lot more, you know, lame and just a real novelty kind of fighting game. We got Mystical Ninja. Kind of an underrated game. I know there was a few sequels, I think pretty popular in Japan overall, but not so popular here in the States, but cool game. Now we got Turtles in Time. This box is a little beat up, but that's a great arcade style. Four-person. Well, I don't think you can play 4 players on here, but in the arcade you could. You can definitely do 2 players simultaneous. Another beat 'em up. Cool game. Like how it had all the different turtle characters from the cartoon and everything. You know, the original Donkey Kong Country. You still love that game too. Great game. Never played the other 2, but the original was definitely worth a go around. Really hard to find all the hidden bonus levels and everything. Great game. Super Punch-Out. Excellent game. Kind of overlooked in the Punch-Out series. This one for Super NES, if you ask me, but that's a really great game. Zelda Link to the Past. I mean, one of the best games of all time. Definitely one of the top, you know, top 10 on the system, top, if not top 5. You know, absolutely great. Took the original Legend of Zelda concept and just totally expanded and made everything better. And, you know, obviously everyone knows the story on this guy, but just a great game. One of the best of all time, really. And Mario RPG. I guess it's really the only thing I have on the system that wound up being, you know, kind of rare and sought after. I didn't know that at the time. I just thought it seemed like a cool concept, and, you know, never had really gotten into RPGs, and, you know, thought, why not start with Mario, you know, that kind of thing. And it is actually a really cool game, you know, not being that it's rare, but I mean, just in the fact that, you know, it makes RPG games fun, you know, and simple, easy to understand, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, cool game. Check it out, you know, on emulator or something if you can't afford an actual copy of it. But, yeah, it's a cool game. So, that's pretty much all I have for Super NES. I do have my boxed NES collection, one video for black box and one video for regular. And I'm going to make one, probably just a combo of N64 and Game Boy, because I don't have really that many of those. Okay, thanks.